Well, hi guys, tout d'abord un petit bonjour, un petit coucou comme d'habitude à nos amis francophones du Québec. Today I'd like to discuss with you a topic about hard drives and the evolution of the hard drives on the MacBooks. Okay, and so the original hard drive that came with the MacBook Pro 2009, 2011, and 12, before the Retina, used to be a SATA hard drive. Okay, just a regular hard drive. And they were replaced eventually with in 2012 the Retina came up with this. It looks exactly like that. So this you can find in the 2012 and early 2013 MacBook Pro. For the MacBook Air, the 2012, I missed the 2010 and 2011. That was a MacBook Air 2010, 2011. So different shapes, obviously. The 2012, which is for the MacBook Air, this is MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, okay, looked like that. And it was replaced in 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 17, okay. That was the MacBook Air. And also available in the MacBook Pro, exactly the same, this one, for the 2013, 2014, and 2015. In 2016, the USB-C came out. The MacBook Pro and MacBook Pro, with the USB-C came out. That was this hard drive can be found. All those are SSD, solid state drives. Okay, this one can be found in the MacBook Pro model A1708. Okay, A1708. After 2016, except for this model, all the hard drives were soldered on board, no soldered on board. Okay, you can no longer remove them. So basically, with any of this hard drive, let's say you have a MacBook that has a liquid damage, so an easy way to recover the data would be to remove the hard drive, assuming the hard drive is still good. Okay, so if the hard drive is bad, or there is no power going from the logic board to the SSD, usually what would you see on the screen if the hard drive is bad or there is no power going to it? You will see a flashing folder. Okay, a flashing folder, it's an indication either that the hard drive is bad, that the operating system on it is corrupted, or that basically the hard drive might still be good, but it doesn't get power, so the computer doesn't know what to do, so you just send a flashing folder on the screen. So up to 2015, it was easy to figure out. Just remove this, plug in on a working machine, and then you can troubleshoot easily. After 2016, when Apple decided to solder the hard drives on board, let me show you a motherboard. Okay, so now it's a different story because the hard drives are soldered on board. Okay, and the SSD and if you do not have a backup and you run into a serious problem, in 2016 and 2017, Apple put this connector over here. So they were, even if the board is dead, I have a MacBook Pro and the board is dead, there is still ways to access the data with a special device that we plug here, and then we can read it. We can read it and we can recover the data. That no longer exists after 2018. Okay, Apple decided to remove it. So now, when you have a problem with example liquid damage, the only way is to revive. If you want to access the data, if you don't have a backup, the only way is to revive the logic board. The logic board must be fixed in order to access the data. Okay, so it happens quite a lot. Okay, when there is liquid damage, not a lot, but often, it could happen that the machine still works, everything works, but the hard drive cannot be read or the hard drive cannot be detected. So now that the hard drives are soldered on board, it's really hard to tell. Okay, so it's a bit more complicated, let's put it that way. Today I'm going to give you an example, a typical example. Okay, I received a MacBook Pro with a touch bar. Okay, the computer works, as you will see. I'm going to turn it on. So basically, I'll show you more soon, as soon as I see the screen coming up. So what's happening right now, the machine is booting, okay, and it's looking for the hard drive. So it takes a few minutes sometimes, before it comes back telling you that it couldn't find the hard drive, like right now, see? So in this case, like I described, there was serious liquid damage all over here. in this area over there. So what I had to do, I had to replace a whole bunch of components, okay, in this area over here. Luckily enough, the chip, the SSD chip is not damaged, but there was no power going to it, so it could not detect it. So I rebuilt this area following, you know, the schematics, and, you know, it took quite a while because I had to replace so many capacitors and so many resistors, and the problem is that they are absolutely so small, like almost microscopic small, and some of them actually the pads underneath, one of them, the pad was pretty much gone, so that was a bit of a challenge, but luckily enough it's fixed. So as you've seen, there was a flushing folder, which means that there was no power going to the hard drive. So this area is fixed, but there is a problem now. This area is not connected to this area, okay? There is a broken trace, so that's why I plugged in a wire over here. I didn't connect it because this is the last thing I need to do, so I wanted to do it while you see it, and then we'll try to turn it on again. So I'm just gonna solder it. Okay. I normally use the microscope for that, but the microscope will get in the way, so let me see if I can do it without the microscope. Okay, seems to be good. Let me measure, make sure there is power. Yeah, it seems to be fine. Okay, so now we're gonna turn it back on. And see if it does detect the hard drive. See if this circuit is fixed. And I will show you on the screen basically what was replaced and fixed. You'll see it will show up on your screen very soon. Okay, so now for privacy reasons, I'm gonna put this over here because I don't want to show the ID of the person. And let's see if it turns on first of all. There you go. So you can see it detected the hard drive, and so there's two user ID. Under here there is a full name, so I don't want to show it. Okay, so if I remember, yes. Okay, so as you can see, the machine is booting up now, and so the problem is solved. So there was no need to replace the entire logic board, because that's what they were told. So you need to put in to get in your logic board, because the hard drive, the SSD is soldered on board, and they said they couldn't fix it. So not only the person would have lost their data, but they would have to pay a high price to get a new logic board, which in this case is not the case. So that's how it's done. So if you have if you have a MacBook that has a SSD problem, you can send it over. We'll fix it for you. Okay, and if you have any questions, feel free to call or send an email. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will enjoy the upcoming videos again. Thank you. Bye.